Okay, so Anna, thank you for being our participant volunteer for this demonstration here. And what we're going to be showing everybody here that's watching this are some of the ways that you can alleviate your spouse's tight neck, tight back, and it's addressing the trigger points that a lot of people have, and they're very common in the upper back, shoulder area, and we'll get into on how to do it, and hopefully this will help you and your significant other during this month of Valentine's. Everybody's going to be different in their trigger points and where they're at, and how you try to find them is just palpating. And what I typically try to do, if you want to bring the camera over here and you can see where the thumbs are moving, and then have your significant other give you feedback. You know, how does it feel here when I'm just kind of pinching on the muscles? How does it feel here, Anna?
It's good. Yeah,
okay.
good
Is
pressure.
there any areas where you feel tight?
Just my upper neck, honestly.
Yeah. Okay. So asking these questions will help you get to the area of complaint. Okay. So she pointed here, and I do feel a little tightness, but to the untrained hand, you may not know what tight is, or what loose is, or what's good and what's bad. Okay. But what you're palpating in there, and this muscle right here is the trapezius, and it's a very common muscle that gets tight or have trigger point. Okay, you'll know when you land on a trigger point when you start pushing in areas and the pain gets higher and higher, right? So as I'm starting out here, the pain is probably not as bad, right? So Anna, just let me know when I'm close to where that pain is most centered.
Yep.
So right there, she said, okay, and that is a very common trigger point. And what I would do as a technique for a trigger point is I just place my thumb there and press down to not where it hurts, but you know, you can feel it, okay? You don't want to hurt the person, and hold it down for 10 seconds. This is just pressing down on that trigger point, and it should help alleviate some of the tension there. How does that feel, okay, Anna?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Good. So after 10 seconds, you release, okay? And maybe you go to the other side and find it over here, okay? So Anna, just let me know when you feel more tenderness or pain.
Right about there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So very similar spots. So they're very similar in both left and right trigger points. So I'll just go in here and push down, okay? And make sure you do tell your spouse to give feedback, whether you're pushing down too much or too little, okay? You just want a little bit of pressure there where you feel it, but not too much where it hurts, okay? How does that feel there, Anna?
It's good.
Good. Okay, you hold that for 10 seconds. Okay, so that's the first technique when you find a trigger point. Other areas of trigger point, if you want to bring the camera back here, traps are very common. So those two areas are really common, and then the rhomboids here. Okay, so as I'm pressing in these areas, I'm palpating and kind of going in circles. Where do you feel a lot of the tension? It's probably right here, right? This is a very common area, and I can feel the tightness there. I'll feel like some nodules or bands there, and that's how you can also indicate that there's a trigger point there. Now I'll just push in here like this. Okay. All right, and you do that for 10 seconds. I'm going to speed it up here just for demonstration sake here. Okay. So those are the techniques that you can utilize for trigger points. Okay. There's a second technique that I typically use on our patients is a circular motion once you find that trigger point for another 10 seconds, right? So for example, the traps here, when you find the trigger point, I just kind of rub it with a little pressure, okay? Not too much pressure where it's painful, right? How's that pressure there, okay?
I need more, yeah.
Okay, so if she says, hey, a little bit more pressure, then just increase your pressure a little bit. How's that feel?
Good.
Okay. So when I press down, you can feel that like band, that nodule there. That's the trigger point that you want to work out, okay? And it's as simple as 4 to 10 seconds, okay? And that will help, all right? You do that on both sides, okay? So communicate with the spouse. They'll give you feedback. Thank you, Anna, for being our demo. Hopefully that all helped. Have a good one.